Okay, so I had probably recorded over 100 times. No, that's an exaggeration, but I'm like, how am I going to start this video? Because honestly, there has been so many changes that have happened in my life that I feel like I got to change things up on here as well. Okay, so I'm still working on the introduction, but anyways, hi, how are you? I've been gone for a minute, and most of you have not noticed because a lot of the times we don't, when people have been gone for some time. Do we notice? I mean, some of us do. So I appreciate those of you who have reached out to me, DM'd me, emailed me, checked up on me. Hi, I'm back. If you're new to my channel and this is the very first time that you're seeing this video, welcome. My name is Ray Ann Chi. So in today's video, again, I'm just going to get right into it, okay? But before we get started, okay, because I don't want to fill you up with all this fluff before we start the video and start skipping all the way there, okay? We're just going to keep it real and keep it 100, okay? So where have I been, right? So I have been pouring onto my clients, onto my online business, and so YouTube had to take a pause. Well, we're back now, and we want to share the beautiful content, okay, to everyone that is tuning in. So again, if you're new here, welcome. And if you're not, hi. Yes, we're back, honey. We're back. So let's talk about shadow work. Okay, so let's talk about shadow work. You clicked on this video because shadow work stood out to you and why you're doing it and reaping the benefits. For so many people, they don't know what the benefits are. Okay, so if you've started doing shadow work, okay, good for you. It's the most life-changing tool that you can ever do in your entire life. And if you haven't, well, check out my other videos. There's some videos that I explain shadow work for beginners, and I will go ahead and put it. See, it's been a minute that I don't even know. So if this video feels like it's all over the place, I apologize in advance, okay? Because again, things take practice. And now I'm looking back like, how did I just start this thing back then and just hop right into it? I feel like I am all over the place right now. So the very first benefit, okay, so if you're new to shadow work and you are just beginning and you feel like you need more, okay, check out my video, Shadow Work for Beginners, okay? Now, for those of you who clicked on this video because specifically you're like, shadow work and reaping its benefits. Well, I'm going to share 3 benefits with you today. And the very first one is improved relationships, okay? Why improve relationships? When we start doing shadow work, okay, we start to internalize and start to do internal reflection, okay? There's also a process where you start to self-actualize. So when you begin your shadow work journey, okay, you start to really look deeply within. You start to acknowledge the aspects within yourself. You start to realize that there are actually so many different aspects of yourself, and you start to begin to accept yourself. So with this, as within, so without, okay? Within the transformation, okay, and along with the integration with shadow work, you then start to improve your relationship. It's just a given, because when you start to accept yourself, you then start to accept others around you, okay? So that's the very first benefit. And this is why, for those of you who are just beginning, stick to it. And for those of you who haven't started, well, what you waiting for? Get started, okay? Maybe the pretty face or something, the thumbnail got you. Maybe it did, okay? Maybe this is your sign to dang, I really need to get into shadow work, okay? Benefit number 2, enhance energy. Why enhance energy? Well, so as you go deeper into your shadow work journey, you're going to start to realize that you've suppressed a lot. You've repressed a lot. And that's what shadow work is. It's really the shadow aspects, okay, that you have suppressed, repressed, denied, and even disowned. So it gets buried in the unconscious, okay? And then it's the term shadow, and you're doing the work to acknowledge, recognize these shadows and work with these shadows. So when you start to get into your shadow work journey, okay, naturally you start to release all the suppressive energies that you have been suppressing this whole time. You bring it up to your consciousness, and automatically you start letting go of the old baggage, okay, the old crap that you've been lugging around. So what that does is it frees you up with new energy, and you have a tremendous reservoir of energy that you can use, okay, into your life to create things that actually will serve you. Now, the last benefit number 3, and there's so many benefits, but of course for this video, just getting back on YouTube, it's been a minute. When I say it's been a minute, it's been a minute. A lot of things have happened, okay? A lot of things have happened since then. So, last benefit. So the last benefit is you get less triggered. It just comes with the territory, okay? Many people who start to become aware of, I'm being triggered. Let me look within. What is this? Some people don't even know they're doing shadow work, okay? Some people start doing shadow work and they don't even know it. That's what happened to me. I thought I made the word shadow work up because I was going through such a process along with an awakening that I had. Not even awakening, the dark night. It just came all at once, that I was asking myself, what is this that I am doing? And I heard shadow work and I thought, wow, okay. And I, friendly old Google, and it actually exists. So for some of you, you may be doing it already and you don't even know it. There is a term. Carl Jung had coined the term. So you get less triggered. Many people get into shadow work because they're always triggered. And that's the whole reason for it, is because you're getting triggered because these aspects of yourself that you see in another that triggers you is something that you have not accepted within yourself. It's something that you have not acknowledged within yourself. It's something that you have not integrated within yourself. And so the other person in front of you, or whoever that may be, triggers the heck out of you. And the trigger creates a high emotional response. You go home and you're like, ah. But then when you start to internalize it, you ask yourself, why was I triggered? And that's the step to shadow work. And so the benefit of it is, as you go on this journey, okay, you get less triggered because it's already something that you've worked within yourself. And so if it's something that you see within yourself that is already so beautiful because it's a part of you, and you see it in another and you recognize that, why would it bother you? And let me just put this in this, for some people, this may be a misconception. Shadow does not necessarily mean negative, okay? But in the world of duality, okay, in the world of polarity, we have this light and dark. There's a spectrum, okay? But it is what it is, okay? The same thing with love and hate. It's very powerful energies in the same side of the coin, okay? It's just how it's used. So the same thing with shadow. Positive aspects, traits, characteristics can be buried deep in the shadow. And this is why you want to do shadow work, because perhaps at some point in childhood or even in adolescence, your assertiveness was looked at as very aggressive. So you conformed and you became meek and very quiet, and you began to bury the assertiveness in you. And so that ended up you being perhaps a people pleaser, or people just stepping all over you because you stopped asserting yourself, because within the confines of your conditioning, okay, within the confines of that, assertion was looked at as aggressive. So then you started to internalize that, not knowing any better, that maybe I shouldn't do that. That was bad. And so the things that were actually that very trait that was actually serving you, you started to bury deep within. You started to suppress it. And it probably ate you alive. That's what with a lot of people. And this is part of the dark night of the soul as well. For some, that's what happened to me. Because the dark night literally is an ego death. And the ego is what is conditioned. These aspects of you is connecting you to your authentic self. If you want to know more about shadow work, okay, if it's something that intrigues you, or if it's something that you're confused because you've started doing it, but then yet you're still being triggered because you don't know how to work with your triggers, or you hear the word integration and you're like, what the heck is that? Which integration is a very critical step in shadow work, because you don't want to keep doing this. You don't want to feel like you're on a hamster wheel, okay? Integration is going to stop all that. So if this is something that you want to go deeper in, okay, I highly recommend that you schedule a call with me, and I will put my link down below in the comment section. Also, I'm holding a masterclass next week, November 13th. It is a paid masterclass, but it's a very small amount. That's 300 times the investment. Okay, it's for $22. I will also leave the link in the description box and down in the comments down below. That is my shadow work masterclass. Spaces are limited because people love my shadow work workshops. Okay, so that is that. I conclude this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.